Hey, what's up, guys? It's the Sports Blitz here, and we're back with another NFL Mock the Mock. Now, what we're doing here is taking a look at someone else's mock draft and giving our opinions on that. Today, we've got Mel Kiper's mock draft right here that we're going to be taking a look at, so go ahead and sit tight. Guys, please make sure to smash the like button and subscribe. We're only 44 subs away from 1,000. That's the biggest goal that I've had on YouTube to this point, so if you could help me reach that goal, that'd be super appreciated. There's also big things coming on this channel. I did actually order a new mic the other day. Should really help the sound quality, and I'm actually going to be moving here in a few weeks, and when I get to my new apartment, I'm actually going to be trying to get much better lighting, so the quality of these videos is going to be going up quite a bit, so make sure to subscribe right now so that you don't miss it. But let's go ahead and get right into Mel Kiper's mock draft, starting with the number 1 pick. He's got Aiden Hutchinson going to the Jaguars. I feel like this is actually very, very possible. I feel like the Jaguars, they need about everything, if we're being honest. Other than quarterback, they need everything. Yeah, there were a few games this season that the defense played pretty well, but there were also some games that they played very much not so well. So really, you just got to take who you think is the best player available. I think it's very debatable between Aiden Hutchinson and Evan Neal, so I don't think that's a bad pick at all. Number 2, he's got the Lions taking Kayvon Thibodeau. Much like the Jaguars, the Lions really need about everything, so take the best player available. Again, I think Kayvon Thibodeau is very much one of those guys. The Lions don't really need a tackle the same way the Jaguars do, so I could definitely see an argument more for Jags taking Evan Neal than the Lions. So I think it's a good pick for the Lions right here. Number 3, he has the Texans taking Evan Neal, and I think this makes perfect sense. The Texans currently have Laramie Tunsil at left tackle, and I think he's played pretty well right there. I don't think they're really in a rush to replace Davis Mills. I think Davis Mills played very, very well for what he was given this year. And Evan Neal, before this last year, he played mainly at right tackle. So you can go ahead and throw him at right tackle, and you instantly have one of the better tackle tandems in the league. So I like that pick a lot. Alright, so then going down to number 4, he has the Jets taking Kyle Hamilton. I've had Kyle Hamilton going to the Jets multiple times, and Jets fans just don't like it. I can both kind of understand why, but at the same time, I'm not a huge fan of the argument to not take him. I mean, Kyle Hamilton is the best safety we've seen come out of the draft in quite some time. It's been quite a while since we've seen a safety this good in the draft. You can start to question value right here. Is it really worth taking a safety at number 4? But I mean, the same argument could be made for cornerbacks, since a lot of cornerbacks usually don't work out in their rookie year if they're taken in the first round. So I think it's just take best player available. Jets are also a team that really just, I don't feel like they're super, super close to being a real competitive team. So I like Kyle Hamilton. I think he's really good. He has had some injury concerns as well. I get that some Jets fans don't see Joe Douglas making this type of pick. I just don't see much of an issue with it. If you choose not to do this, I could see them maybe taking Charles Cross, throwing him at right tackle. I feel like he'd be able to play right tackle better than Akeem Ekwonu. I like Akeem Ekwonu more as a pure left tackle. I think he's the better prospect. But Charles Cross, I feel like his mechanics would translate to the right side better than Akeem Ekwonu if the Jets were to take him instead. So, I don't know. I feel like there's going to be Jets fans that dislike all of these picks. So I personally think this is a good pick for the Jets. Number 5, he has the Giants taking Akeem Ekwonu. I've said a few times I think this is the perfect pick. Andrew Thomas had a great year this year, and I feel like he can play right tackle. I truly do. I think best case scenario, you put him at right tackle and he balls out the same way he did at left tackle, and Akeem Ekwonu plays well at left tackle. Worst case scenario, you keep Andrew Thomas at left tackle and put Akeem Ekwonu at left guard, and that left side is one of the best in the league. I mean, Akeem Ekwonu can be an elite NFL guard. I truly believe that. The way he places his hands and the power he has behind it, he can be a dominant run-blocking guard. I truly believe that. So I'm looking at number 6, the Panthers taking Charles Cross. I'm not a fan of this one. This is where I kind of don't like it as much. The reason for that is, so obviously Panthers have Taylor Moton. Moton's pretty good. He did take a little bit of a step down this last year. I don't think he did as well this last year as he did in 2020 and before that. But he's still a solid right tackle. But they also drafted Brady Christensen last year, and the time he did get at left tackle, he looked pretty good. In fact, a lot better than he did at guard. So I think they should give Brady more of a shot at left tackle and, really look more for interior offensive line. I think a couple guys right here are Tyler Linderbaum. I am a huge fan of Linderbaum. He's one of my favorite prospects in the whole draft. They could also trade back a couple spots and get like a Kenyon Green, or if their plans for quarterback don't really work out in free agency, I think they could honestly take a guy like Kenny Pickett. I know their GM, Scott Fitterer, was talking about really liking Kenny Pickett, so I think it's very possible that they could take him as well. But I'm not a big fan of the Charles Cross pick. Number 7, the Giants taking David Ojabo. Giants do definitely need some pass rush help. I will completely say that right off the bat. But I feel like it'd be better for the Giants to address that either in, second or third round or even free agency. When you have guys like both Kenyon Green and Tyler Linderbaum still available right here, you've got to take them. Okay? You've got to take them. Where they're pretty much committing to Daniel Jones for 2022, you've got to protect him. Or even it was really Joe Judge that committed to Daniel Jones for 2022. Then he got fired, so it's possible they could even look for a quarterback, depending on who their new head coach is. So, I don't know, I'm just not a big fan of the David Ojabo pick here. I think he's an amazing player, but I'm not sure it's best for the Giants right here. Going down to number 8, the Atlanta Falcons taking Derek Stingley. Guys, I think this would quickly make one of the best cornerback tandems in the whole league. A.J. Terrell was just incredible this year. He was, in my opinion, a top 3 corner this year, and adding Derek Stingley, who has done really well at shutting down SEC receivers, that would be a huge pickup for the Falcons. They also really need pass rush. I mentioned that before. Guys like George Karlaftis are, definitely an option here. But also taking Derek Stingley, like that would be an awesome pickup. Number 9, he has the Broncos taking Nakobe Dean. I don't get this at all. Okay, I don't. I think the Broncos are most likely to either trade for one of the big 3 quarterbacks this offseason, Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, or Russell Wilson, or draft a quarterback. I truly believe the Broncos are a team that are a quarterback away from really being one of the top, teams, at least in the AFC. And with guys like Kenny Pickett and Matt Corral, Malik Willis still available here, I don't like this. I think their defense is totally fine. Yeah, and even if you don't want to take one of those quarterbacks, you can honestly at least trade back a few spots. So I'm not a huge fan of that. So going down to number 10, he has the Jets taking Drake London. Now, I'm not necessarily opposed to, to the Jets taking a wide receiver here, but Drake London, I just don't. I'm not a fan of the Jets taking him. I think it'd be smarter for them to get a guy like, they could get a big body receiver in Treylon Burks. I really, really like Treylon Burks. If they really need, a big contested catch receiver, Burks is a great pickup. They could also get Garrett Wilson or Chris Olave, really whatever receiver they want right here. I don't understand Drake London over any of those 3 guys. I think Treylon Burks would be a much better pick, but I'm not opposed to the Jets taking a wide receiver. Number 11, he has the Washington football team taking Malik Willis. I really like this. I've actually had Malik Willis mocked to Washington a couple times. Malik Willis, like I've said, he's not really the most NFL-ready quarterback right now. He's got a lot of mechanics to work out, but I feel like he has the right attitude. He's one of those kids that you've got to root for. I've seen all of his interviews. He's a good kid. He's a really good kid. I think he has the highest upside out of any quarterback in this draft. I feel like he could honestly be the Lamar Jackson of this draft, where, he ends up falling quite a bit and instantly ends up being, one of, if not the best quarterback from this draft, and teams regret passing on him. So, I like that pick. Number 12, he has the Vikings taking Ahmad Gardner. I like Ahmad Gardner. This cornerback class is actually really deep. With guys like Andrew Booth still on the board, I could definitely see an argument for Booth, but Ahmad Gardner's a stud. I don't know. I can see cornerback rankings really switched up anywhere for the top 4 guys. Derek Stingley's a stud. Andrew Booth, Ahmad Gardner, Kyrie Long. Those are the top 4 guys in my opinion. I could see the Vikings taking any of them. I know Stingley's off the board, so you can take him out of that group. But yeah, I think this would be a great pick for the Vikings. They really need a good corner with all of their, cornerback issues this season. Number 13, he has the Browns taking Garrett Wilson. I've had him mocked there multiple times, actually, so I think that makes the most sense. We can go ahead and move on from that. 14, he has the Ravens take Tyler Linderbaum. Yeah, if he's on the board, absolutely great pick. Ravens' offensive line does need a little bit of help. I see personally that their center and left tackle need to improve. So if they could get Linderbaum right here, absolutely 100%. Like the pick. 15. Oh, I'm so glad Mel Kiper did this. Guys, I've mentioned so many times how good of a fit Devin Lloyd would be to the Eagles. Like, he is just... I don't know that there's a better fit from a player to another team in the draft this year. I love Devin Lloyd to the Eagles, and I'm not an Eagles fan either, so I'm really glad Mel Kiper did this. 16. Whoa, that just showed a bunch of the picks. Okay, you can kind of see the next two. That's all right. I don't like their next pick, however, Arnold Ebiketie. I feel like, yeah, he's a really athletic defensive end. I think the combine will raise his stock quite a bit. But guys, Karlaftis is still on the board. Drake Jackson is still on the board. There's some good defensive ends still on the board right here. I don't understand. And I mean, really, I feel like I still have a hard time pronouncing his last name, Ebiketie. I feel like really even after the combine raises his stock, I still don't see him as more than like a mid to late second rounder, maybe even a third rounder. So I'm not a fan of that pick. Then at 17, you can see the Chargers taking Jordan Davis from Georgia. I've mocked him there multiple times. I think that's a great fit. I would say both Jerry Tillery and Linval Joseph just aren't really doing it enough in the run game. And really, Linval Joseph is going to be a free agent this offseason. So Jordan Davis is a perfect player to take right there. All right, so the next two picks, he has the Saints taking Kenny Pickett. I'm not really a huge fan of that. Excuse me. I personally think it'd be smartest for the Saints to stick with Jameis Winston for at least another year. Get him a good weapon right here, or even a guy like Andrew Booth. Get a good corner there. I don't think it's necessarily needed for the Saints because I feel like Paulson Adebo had a pretty dang good season. But I wouldn't go quarterback in this scenario. I think next year's quarterback class should be pretty strong as well. Sorry, I'm not saying as well as this class is good, because this really isn't a great quarterback class, but I'm saying next year's class should be good. So I think you should give Jameis Winston more of a shot. I really do. I think you should get a guy like Jameson Williams or even Chris Olave, which you can see at 19, the Eagles take. I'm not opposed to that pickup at all. I think it'd be smart for the Eagles to get a big body receiver. I think, Treylon Burks, like I said, would be a great pickup for the Eagles. They've already got Devontae Smith. He's really small. He's not your typical contested catch receiver. I know they've got Dallas Goedert, but, it's different to have a tight end and a big body receiver. So I think they got to take Treylon Burks there instead of Olave. But number 20, he has the Steelers taking Matt Corral. I think that's a great pickup. I've actually had him mocked to the Steelers a few times. I don't think we really need to review that much more. But then 21, he has the Patriots taking Jameson Williams. I don't think that's a bad pickup. The Patriots do need a wide receiver. So, okay, I agree with Mel having a lot of these teams take receiver. I'm just not a huge fan of a lot of the fits for these receivers. I feel like which receiver's going to which teams, I kind of disagree with. I feel like the Patriots would be better off with a guy like Chris Olave, or even Drake Jackson. Sorry, Drake London, not Jackson. That's the edge rusher. Drake London. So again, I'm not opposed to these teams taking wide receiver. I just think there's better fits out there. So, number 22, he has the Raiders taking Andrew Booth. I think that actually be a really good pick for the Raiders. I have personally had them take DeMarvin Leal a few times because I feel like they, excuse me, I feel like they really need some help in the interior defensive line. Really help stop the run game more, but they could honestly use another cornerback to help out Casey Hayward. So I don't think that's a bad pick either. See the next two picks here. You got the Cardinals taking George Karlaftis. I don't think this is a bad pick. I mean, obviously both J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones are getting kind of up there in age. In fact, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if J.J. Watt retires after the season. So I could see them wanting to get a little bit younger on the D line a little bit. So it's an option, but also there's guys like Kyrie Lam on the board still. So, the Cardinals could take that because they really need some cornerback help. 24, the Cowboys take Trayvon Walker. I mean, kind of like I was saying at the end of the Cardinals situation, I feel like the Cowboys need some cornerback help. And again, I love Kyrie Lam. I think it'd be smarter for them to take someone like that. But Trayvon Walker is a really talented D end. If you want to just take best player available, I mean, Trayvon Walker would make sense. So I'm not mad about that pick. Then he has the Bengals take Trevor Penning. I don't know why he said Trevor Pennington. It's not Pennington, it's Penning. I like that pick. I've actually had him also mocked to the Bengals a few times. I think it'd make plenty of sense. I really do. At 26, he has... Oh, you can see the next... Oh, okay. 26, we have the Dolphins taking Jahan Dotson. I think it makes plenty of sense to give Tua some more weapons. I still don't get how Treylon Burks is still falling, why he hasn't been taken yet, but, it is what it is. I think that's a good pickup, though. Then he has the Bills taking Trent McDuffie from Washington. Yeah, I'm not sure they're going to be able to re-sign Levi Wallace this offseason. We'll see what happens with that. But under the assumption they don't, McDuffie would be a good pick. Again, I do like Kyrie Lam more than McDuffie. I also like Roger McCreary more than McDuffie. So, again, I'm not mad about the position they're taking. I just feel like there's better players available right there. So, but then the Lions taking Sam Howell from North Carolina. I feel like, personally, Dan Campbell will stick with Jared Goff. I really feel like they mesh pretty well together. Jared Goff really... Yeah, he wasn't a top-of-the-league quarterback. We know that. But I don't think he really did quite as bad as a lot of people are saying, especially for what he had. I mean, that team is still very much in shambles, trying to be rebuilt. I feel like Dan Campbell will want to rebuild around Jared Goff a little bit. So, going down to number 29, he has the Chiefs taking Cam Thomas from San Diego State. I'm not mad about that pick. I feel like there's actually a few different ways the Chiefs could go here. I think that's a solid pick. Then he has the Bucs taking DeMarvin Leal. I mean, I can see an argument for this where Ndamukong Suh is getting up there in age. I don't know how much longer he's going to be playing, so I guess I can see that. The Bucs don't really have a ton of needs, but again, with a guy like Kyrie Lam still on the board and them kind of needing some help at corner, I would probably go in that direction. But if Ndamukong Suh does say retire after this season, I could really see them taking DeMarvin Leal. So then At 31, he has the Titans taking Kyler Gordon from Washington. I don't really like that at all. I mean, I could see them taking a corner, but like, guys, Roger McCreary and Kyrie Lom are still on the board. Kyler Gordon, I look at as like a late second rounder or even a third rounder. I'm not a fan of that pick at all. But then he has the Packers take Trey McBride. I actually like that. I really do. I mean, Robert Tonyan has been good, but he has had a few injuries, and Trey McBride is just going to be an absolute beast. I really do. I think he's going to come in and be, one of those fringe top 10 tight ends in the NFL, and yeah, I think it's a good fit. So, that's my opinion on Mel Kiper's mock draft. Let me know what you thought of it. Let me know what you thought of my opinions on it as well. Again, guys, we're 44 subscribers away from that 1,000 subscriber mark. We really want to hit that goal, so if you could help me out with that, that'd be appreciated. Also, guys, be sure to follow the Twitter. That's in the description below. I've been trying to post on there more whenever I usually post on there when I'm watching film and I get more opinions on a specific prospect. So if you want some extra information on that, definitely be sure to give the Twitter a follow. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Later.